Houses can be deceiving, and these houses prove it. They might seem like a joke from the outside, but wait till you see what's inside them. Get ready for the ultimate surprise as we peek into these cleverly designed homes. Now let's check out the Palais Bowls along the French Riviera and rediscover this iconic home, which belonged to the Italian-French fashion designer Pierre Cardin. Would you look at those massive windows? Perfect for letting all the sunlight in. You've got a nice pool, an even nicer view, and the sense of living in a designer house. While the whole house is packed with features, it still carries that old mud house aesthetic which makes it unique. This particularly crazy inverted house is located in southwestern Romania and is a tourist magnet. Cool to look at? Yes. Livable? I don't think so, unless you're Spider-Man. Let us show you a unique hotel made in a crane. Yep, that's a crane right there. It's perfect for solo or duo travelers. You get a nice bed, a bathroom, kitchen facilities, and the ability to move the crane around to change your view. This is getting pretty interesting for sure. Now, let's take a look at a UFO house. The whole place is brightly colored, and the owner had to find the best way to utilize its massive circular space. He did a fantastic job of making it livable and adding multiple bedrooms inside. We think this place will be a massive hit on Airbnb. Would you look at that? A hidden studio suspended under a bridge. This is the perfect place to be during a zombie apocalypse. No zombie can reach you up there. Do you want to spend the perfect night with your loved ones in an igloo? Check out this movable and floating luxury igloo, which can be taken anywhere to find some peace. You can use it in snow, on water, and anywhere else you could think of. Who wouldn't want to live inside a 28 by 12 foot potato made from steel plaster and concrete? This place is also getting many Airbnb bookings, rightfully so. If potatoes aren't your thing, perhaps you'd be interested in living inside a water tower. We've got you covered on all fronts today. Let us show you the Sunset Beach Water Tower in California. Once an essential stop for trains to load up on water, this tower is now a luxury 4-bedroom home with a panoramic beach view. It was converted into a house in 1986 and constantly evolved into the awesome house you see today. It even has a secret room with a bed in it. We've also got an elevator and an external staircase. Up next, a tour of the smallest house in the world. Mr. Glenn Bunsen carries his tiny house everywhere he goes. His commute to work is literally in seconds, and despite how tiny the house looks, he's still able to stand inside it by opening the roof. Here we have a guy who lives inside an airplane in Houston. Joe Axline decided one day that he couldn't live in a regular house anymore, so he built his own airplane. His home has everything from a fully functional bathroom to a first-class master bedroom. It's made using 2 planes, a 60-foot McDonnell Douglas MD-80 jet and a McDonnell Douglas DC-9. It has sewage and water systems, electrical wiring, vinyl flooring, insulation, and even LED lighting. Meet the guy who's lived in a forest near Oregon for 20 years. He got tired of the hustle and bustle and went to live in the forest, building an apparently ordinary dugout with his own hands. The whole dugout's quite nicely spaced from the inside though. He has been very comfortable living away from people as his house has all the basic amenities. This is the Big Duck on Long Island in New York. Want to buy food for your duck? Or perhaps some rubber duckies? Check out this house, which is completely covered with mirrors, both on the outside and inside. If the angle and lighting are right, you won't be able to tell that there's an entire house hiding in plain sight. Welcome to the Dark Bark Park Inn in Idaho. This 30-foot tall beagle is named Sweet Willie. The owners of this place decided to expand on their wood and dog carving business and made a bigger version of their beloved beagle dog. It's quite the peaceful place if you ask us. The owners state that they're almost always booked and like to talk to all of their customers to customize their meals and tell them more about their dog. So, you mean to tell us that this extremely tiny, triangular apartment in Japan costs a fortune and is as wide as an average man's body? Climbing those stairs every day would be the most intense cardio ever. You do get a serviceable shower, but this place is so tiny that the widest length you'll get would be in the living room, and that's gonna be roughly 8 feet. This floating house in London is just one of more than 1 million unique experiences available through Airbnb. The home has 2 bedrooms, a living room, a working bathroom, and a garden complete with real grass, a doghouse, and even an apple tree. And you get to float in the river. What more could one ask for? The Monopoly house in Portugal is completely off-grid. It has a massive solar system and its own water source. The architect had to ensure that the building's location showed the best views from the windows while ensuring that the house was secluded enough to give the whole off-grid feeling. These indestructible domes come equipped with everything you need for a luxurious stay in nature. You have remote power and water, heat, air conditioning, and a really comfy bed. Sounds dreamy? Well, it is. Whether you're up in the snowy Rocky Mountains or in the middle of the Sahara Desert, this dome will provide you with the perfect environment to relax. It's made using high-tech fiberglass exterior panels, which can help these domes last 50 years and are rated to withstand hurricane winds and 30-inch snow loads. That's no ordinary tent right there. These unique tents are made using concrete, are completely weatherproof, secure, sterilizable, and can be deployed very quickly. New Zealand wins the competition for having the coolest McDonald's in the world. And guess what? You could sit inside the plane and have a Big Mac. How cool is that? A 2-story, 42-foot-tall dollhouse that's livable? Airbnbs are getting out of hand now. Would you like to spend a night in a life-size dollhouse? Let us know in the comments. If you have $12,000 to spare, you can renovate and upgrade a bus like this into a cozy camper. They got a live kitchen countertop made out of recycled wood. They even have some handy cupboards and other basic amenities needed to live comfortably inside the bus. Looks practical enough to us. Are Hobbit homes in fashion these days? We're seeing a lot of them. This particular one has a hidden bathroom with a Murphy door. It's solar powered and has a well and a septic system too. Let's check out another house decorated with almost 50,000 beer cans. John Milkovich. a retired upholsterer for the Southern Pacific Railroad, started his project now known as the Beer Can House in 1968 when he began inlaying thousands of marbles, rocks, and metal pieces into concrete and redwood to form unique landscaping features. Did we tell you that beer cans make a very nice chime sound whenever it's windy? Yeah, another benefit of having a beer-covered house. You're looking at a 2.5 meter wide and 2.5 meter tall micro living pod that uses simple recycled materials to smartly utilize the available space and provide you with as many amenities as possible. This could become a very cozy office where you could focus and get some work done. The Boot Home near Motueka, New Zealand is a great lover's retreat for those who want to spend time in a fairy tale inspired house. The owners have transformed 5 acres of land into a retreat filled with beautiful gardens and creative tiny homes. The whole house is designed to be perfect for 2 people. It feels cozy but doesn't feel cramped when you're inside. Moving houses are the coolest. At just 144 square feet, this rotating house can follow the sun for warmth. On cloudy or particularly cold days, it can be heated with a 110-volt heater. However, it can't turn 365 degrees to avoid tangling the electrical wiring. You can keep turning it according to the weather and prevent your house from getting too hot during the summer. The owners use it as a guest house and a nightly rental. Check out this cool house in Oxford, UK that has a shark stuck in its roof. This is a symbolic decoration that points to and protests against the bombing of Tripoli. While the government was against it in 1986, it now recognizes it as an icon of the area and works to preserve it. We have to say, this is a very unique way to protest against bombings. Let us show you the world's tallest luxury treehouse. Located in the pristine Amazonian rainforest, this is as close to nature as you can get because it's surrounded by thick forests that contain all sorts of animals and rare bird species and offer breathtaking views, too. It's definitely a one-of-a-kind experience. Cute little cabin right there, perfect for solo travelers. This guy spent 20 years creating an off-grid homestead with a 5,000 square foot cave house. The end result's an awesome house packed with all the basic amenities a guest can need, not to mention the fantastic views. These buildings in Norway are designed to bring you close to nature. They feature minimalistic designs that provide comfort and highlight the scenery surrounding you. Looks really relaxing. This is going to be a weird one. We found a hotel that's shaped like a human intestinal tract. Yeah, you heard us right. This is definitely for those with an acquired taste. Imagine booking a romantic evening with your loved ones inside a colon. This man built a $230,000 house in a 700-year-old cave in Worcester. He got the idea when he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which inspired him to seek a simpler life. The basket building in Ohio was built by a company that specialized in making baskets in 1997. It has 7 stories and is 180,000 square feet. It cost roughly $32 million to build. The handles on the top of the building weigh 75 tons each and are heated to prevent ice buildup in the winter. People in Canada have some wild architectural imaginations. This Cobb Cottage, located on Main Island in Canada, is inspired by the cottages you see in fairy tales and other cartoons. Now, let's take a look at this minimalist Japanese treehouse in Texas, which includes a cozy bathhouse and all of the other amenities you could need. The bathhouse and the main building are connected via a 60-foot suspension bridge decorated with lights. The whole treehouse is nestled between two cypress trees, 25 feet above a creek. It's now time to tour a bubble house in Australia. Designed by architect Graham Burkle during his final year thesis in 1983, the home plays on the simplicity of a circle. While adapting circles, Graham built the concrete home after work and on weekends. He did so without the assistance of modern computer software to undertake the incredibly complex calculations required for the design. The structure's made of 11 intersecting circular domes, each 4 meters to 8 meters in diameter. The home's a popular attraction in the neighborhood, with carloads of onlookers driving past on weekends. Oh look, another flying house in the San Francisco Bay. We've seen quite a few of these recently. They always look cool. This $6 million floating villa in Dubai has an underwater bedroom and comes packed to the brim with all other luxurious amenities you can expect from a property of this status. Half of the 4,000 square feet's above the water and half is built underwater. You've got beautiful wooden floors, a wooden deck on the front that has a net which allows for sunlight to pass through to the master bedroom, which is underwater. You can pick and choose your own furniture from their vast designer furniture catalog to ensure that the place looks exactly how you want it to be. There's a patio on the back with a jacuzzi. There's an underwater aquarium with a 10mm acrylic glass wall. Someone help us get a booking here! These treetop houses are the perfect getaway when you need to move away from the city noise and chill in the wilderness for a bit. A lot of people are preferring the whole living off the grid style these days. These eco-capsules are powered by solar and wind energy and have their own Wi-Fi and smart application to manage most of its functions. Just look at that view. Mr. Robert Bruno built a steel house that resembles a futuristic spaceship. You get massive windows, steel swings, a fully loaded kitchen that carries the steel aesthetic, and an overall robust look throughout the space. The 1,300 square foot home fits 3 bedrooms and 3 baths on a 16-foot wide lot. It's a pretty thin estate that even has space for parking your car. That's pretty impressive. The windows are strategically placed on the front and back of the house to allow for natural light to pass. There's a full-size bedroom on the top floor that even has its own laundry area. Pretty cool way to utilize all the space at your disposal. That is one grand entrance, and the rest of the place is sleek enough to go with that door choice. Let's check out this estate that's built to look like a fossil. The Kellogg Doolittle residence was designed by organic architect Kendrick Banks Kellogg and his protege, John Vugren, in the 1980s, taking over 20 years to complete. This property looks like a living creature. The magnificent structure appears skeletal with 26 cast concrete pieces that resemble a vertebrae. The entire decor and furniture choices were made to fit the fossil aesthetic of the place. The Rockin' House is a remarkable family home built around a 12,000-year-old boulder in upstate New York. The boulder became the central feature of the architect's design, and is the perfect example of how humans and nature can coexist as one. The house has it all: a spacious living area, a curved kitchen counter, a custom fireplace, and all of that centered around the massive boulder. Living in a lighthouse seems like a scary thing, honestly. This particular one's completely solar-powered, has a proper waste system, a spacious bedroom, and a 360-degree view at the top, which definitely makes the visit worth it. That's the Guangzhou Circle in China, which is the world's largest trading center for raw plastic material. This micropod is located in central London and can be bought for only £30,000. This pyramidal shape makes it stronger and allows it to accommodate over 6 to 8 people across multiple floors. Each of 3 stacked pods offers 10 square meters of living space. We've got yet another floating island house. This is a rather modest one, folks. The whole idea, according to the owner, was to make a cabin that could be easily moved around. Now that's a passion project right there. A perfect honeymoon destination if you're in Norway. It's cute and cozy, wouldn't you agree? Now let's check out a 6-unit shipping container home in Millersburg, Ohio. There are 4 40 by 8 foot containers and 2 20 by 8 foot containers, which make up a total of 1,600 square feet of living space that's designed to give this place a luxurious and spacious touch. There's a lot of green space around the containers, and they're covered in trees to add more privacy. So you could sit outside, place some swings, and do whatever you want with that private space. You get a full-fledged kitchen and a spacious living room. Now that's a garage idea we can get behind. This is something Batman would have in his house to hide the Batmobile. This next one is something of a classic. The stunning circular sun house is the final house that was built by the famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright. In fact, it was his final house which he finished in his career. It flows seamlessly from one room to the next within its concentric floor pan, complementing the craggy hills of Palm Canyon. It was commissioned in 1958 and sits on 1/3 of an acre of land on a mountain, and the whole house was renovated to keep it modernized. Let's kick things off with this tiny house that's built in less than 40 square feet of space. Gawthorne's Hut's an off-grid cabin, featuring expansive windows and an open-plan interior to maximize the views. The hut's completely powered by solar panels, and the building's designed for maximum natural ventilation. You gotta be a daredevil to live in an airplane fuselage that's hanging on a cliff's edge. The anxiety of it being pushed off the edge would not let us relax in it if we're being honest. Nice concept though. This treehouse in Sweden looks like a proper UFO. It's hidden in a pine forest and is hanging 232 feet up in the air. You need to climb a set of retractable stairs to gain entry. This cozy treehouse can accommodate up to 6 people. What if we told you that the oceanfront house you see used to be a sand dune? It was built in 1975 after a hurricane hit the area and construction on and around the dune became possible. The whole place follows the Fibonacci principle and has perfect proportions. The whole place is covered with a grass roof. They even got big bedrooms and a massive kitchen too. It's a win-win. Let's go inside the Yankee Ferry, the oldest ship still floating on the eastern seaboard. This grandma has turned into a home as unique as rainbow hair color. They have chickens and some other animals on board too. They've got a saloon, a guest bedroom, an awesome kitchen, and they've repurposed the traditional net beds you see in boats into more comfortable ones without losing their aesthetic. And someone built a T-shaped house, of course. To create a light-filled home on a small plot where an adjacent building blocked the southern sun, the owner elevated a concrete prism, freeing up space below for indoor and outdoor living and dining rooms. Walls of plants provide green screens to give the family privacy inside their otherwise very visible ground floor. It has a conical opening on the kitchen wall that allows the morning sunshine to enter the kitchen and provide natural light. Buckle up, folks, we're headed to Italy now, where we'll visit the 25 Verde in Torino. 25 Verde is a unique residential building where residents are surrounded by trees in the middle of an urban setting. The load-bearing structures made of steel and columns shaped like tree trunks. Would you like to live there? A catamaran designer, Kurt Hughes, always wanted to be an astronaut and was fascinated by the design of the lunar lander. So he decided to build one, both as proof of concept and as a very personal vacation home on the banks of the Columbia River. This ultralight tiny home's a 250 square foot structure that resembles the lunar lander, weighs just 3,000 pounds, and can be replicated by those building tiny homes on wheels where weight is paramount. The whole structure relies on the biaxial fiberglass used in catamarans for its structural strength. Welcome to Kruger Shalati, a train bridge overlooking the Sabi River. Surrounded by the sounds of the African bush and game drives, this is the perfect place for anyone who wants the entire safari experience. Another cool treehouse, the largest of the 4 treehouses at the Texas Hill Country Retreat. Chateau sits in a peaceful corner of the property. Its 2 stories hold a sitting room, dining nook, spacious bathroom, and winding turret to a luxurious bedroom. Did we mention the 400 square foot deck? These wavy residential buildings are located in Vel, Denmark. They contain around 105 luxury apartments distributed on 14,000 square meters of space. That door looks like it was pulled straight out of Minecraft. Very unique. Never knew you could build an entire house in a cinder block. This home used to be a World War II bomb shelter. Crazy, right? It took architects around 2 months to remove the 300-ton heavy roof of the bunker for renovations. Gotta say, they've done a phenomenal job in making this place seem welcoming and cozy. Cool RV, bro. Looks quite practical and posh. This Pythagorean house was designed while protecting the olive trees around it, providing protection from wind and sun, and opening up the residence to some beautiful mountain views. It's located some 40 kilometers west of Athens. The house has slit openings on 2 sides of the triangle walls to allow sunlight for the bushes and olives that are planted inside the walls. At the mountain side of the home, the walls nearly double the size of the smaller end, and the glass can be completely open to let the olive trees in. The triangular design was chosen to ensure that all sides were of maximum length, which was otherwise not possible. Here's a quick glance at the fish building in Hyderabad, India. It's the National Fisheries Development Board headquarters, and they've done an amazing job of showing the world what they represent. And lastly, appearances can be quite deceptive. The place looks really cozy from the inside. There's some really impressive lighting in there. Thanks for joining us on this surprising tour of some of the most exotic houses on this planet. If you enjoyed the journey and got some inspiration for your own home, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more incredible stories like these. We'll see you in the next one.